What's going on, everyone? I want to talk to you today about the twin sisters of XDTE and QDTE. They were birthed from the Rock Hill womb at the same exact time, and these two twin sisters have two different personalities. They're both beautiful, they're both wonderful, but they're both different. So let's get into it. We're going to compare them with some hard data and some numbers towards the end of the video. But I kind of want to get into their different personalities and how I would utilize them differently. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper. All right. So, yeah, these two twins are absolutely beautiful. Birthed from the Rock Hill womb at the exact same moment on inception. And they are getting a lot of attention. Their assets under management have really grown. I remember when I made a video about them months ago when they came out, looking at their AUM then versus now. It's a stark difference. People are really flooding into this, and I think for good reason. Now, there are some risks to both of them, right? You know what they say, there's no free lunch in the market, and we're gonna I know no one wants to talk about risk, but there are risks associated with both of them, and we will get into that. Okay, like I said, they both give you great opportunities. You can hold them both, one in one arm, one twin in the other arm. One's a little crazier, a little more volatile, one's a little more stable, right? So let's start here with XDTE. I think she's a great long hold, honestly. I think XDTE has a better future for a longer hold for somebody. And why is that? Well, because of its dynamics. It's after the S&P, SPX, right? And that index isn't nearly as volatile as the Qs, right? It's totally different. The Qs are a lot more tech heavy. Therefore, it's going to fluctuate in price a lot more. And the volatility is going to be more with QDTE versus XDTE. XDTE, all these DTEs. X is going to be more stable, and I think it creates really good dip buy opportunities because it follows SPX rather well. Going back and looking at the charts and comparing, I was actually surprised how well it's following SPX, and you can look at it every day and see how much SPX is moving percentage wise or whatever. You could use SPY, you could use really anything. I know people don't like to compare SPY and SPX, but it's negligible, I think, as far as the differences go. But you can see how close it follows SPX. I think XDTE provides fantastic dip buying opportunities for the long hold. Now, the dividend difference is I would say substantial between the two. Let me get a drink here so my throat don't dry up on you. So yeah, I think excuse me, I think that one's a better long hold. Now, QDTE, I absolutely love it, and the reason I love it might not be for what you think. I think XDTE provides a better long hold. I think QDTE is one of the best swing trading ETF stocks in the market out there for various reasons. One, the weekly dividend, if you have to hold it for a swing trade, pays you weekly to hold it while you're waiting for your share price to appreciate. Guys, I swing traded this, I think 3 times, maybe 4, each time a winner, and each time a significant winner. QDTE, I think, is just an incredible swing trading opportunity. We did a last swing trade I did, alerted in the membership group. We killed it. We crushed it. If you want to join the membership group, I'll leave a description, or leave a link in the description. So, yeah, I think QDTE for me, I don't long hold it. I only swing trade it. And I'm going to tell you why I don't long hold it versus something like XDTE. And don't forget, we got to get to the numbers and compare them and show you which one has a higher total return with the numbers. Now, I want to talk about the risks associated with it. And I know, like I said earlier, cover your ears or just turn off the video now if you don't like talking about risk and you think stocks only go up, okay? So now, that just leaves me and you. Everyone else turned it off right now. So for the one person that's watching that is interested in what risk could develop, here's the thing, man. I'm saying man because it's probably one of you, not one of y'all now. Okay, QDTE is much riskier, and I say much riskier than XDTE. And here's the reason. I got to put my notes down for a second. During a long drawdown, which we will have eventually, it's going to happen. We're going to have it down 2, 3, 4 months. We'll have it down a year, 2 or 3. Who knows? It's going to happen. We know that's going to happen. When a long drawdown happens, XDTE follows the S&P much better to the upside, right? And the weekly dividends are higher in QDTE, and because it's more volatile, it's going to drop harder than XDTE during a long, prolonged downtrend. With the weekly dividends coming in, so there's one thing against them, against XDTE versus, or QDTE versus X, it's going to drop harder, meaning the Q, okay? Second, the weekly dividends are going to hurt both funds during a long drawdown. Sorry, my cat Nick is right around my feet. He wants to go inside. You gotta wait, Nicky. No. Anyway, Nicky's an Italian cat, so that's Nicky right there. And he has no tail, so I call him No Tail Nick. Anyway, I digress. With the weekly dividends, it's gonna hurt because what's gonna happen is as the market's going down and these funds are going down, any little relief rally that you could sell off on if you own the underlying, it's going to be hard for these to gain traction during a prolonged down market because the weekly dividends are going to keep knocking it down. Anytime it gets up a little bit, here comes a dividend drop, down it goes. Tries to get up a little bit the next week, down it goes, right? So that's the risk holding both them. And I never see anyone talking about the risk because no one likes to talk about risk. But me, I have to know the risk going in the funds I hold. I'm trying to retire up in here, right? I need to know the downside of all of them that I own and be open-minded to the downside. And so for me, that's the biggest downside, is the weekly dividends during a long, prolonged downtrend will hurt them. That's just it. That's the facts. And that's why the other weekly payers, I think, ended up going out of business. They couldn't sustain themselves during prolonged downtrends because of the weekly dividend. Now, let's get into some numbers here. Now, okay. So those of you that didn't want to hear the risks, fast forwarded it or whatever. Now, oh, got a fire engine on the highway back yonder. Okay, here we go. Okay, if you invested $10,000 into both of these when they first came out, okay? If you invested $10,000 in the XDTE, you would have right now $10,943. If you invested $10,000 in a QDTE, you'd have $10,670. So almost a $300 difference in the short time it's been out. This gap is going to widen over time. XDTE will be proven. It's already proven. But over a longer period of time, this gap is going to be way bigger. XDTE will continue to outperform QDTE over the long term, which is why I'm not holding QDTE as a long-term performer. I would rather swing trade it than hold it long term. I would rather hold XDTE long term. That's just my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Mike, the Tactical Stock Scalper, out.